Okay, test. Are we up? I think we're up. Well, hello and howdy, everybody. I hope you're enjoying the day. Kit here with a new series that I am starting on this channel. I know this channel has been dead for quite some time, and I'm sorry about that. Sorry for the lack of activity, but with the start of this ongoing series that I'm starting, I hope to revive this page from its long slumber. So without further ado, welcome to episode 1 of Talk and Sketch. Whoop, whoop. Talk and Sketch is pretty much what it sounds like. It's pretty much what it sounds like. I'll be talking and sketching. In this series, I'll be drawing random things and talking while I'm drawing. I'll be talking about the art that I'm drawing mostly. Did I not use brush tool because the target layer is hidden? Oh, sorry. Well, thank you. Sorry. So I'll be, but the topic could be anything at all. So today the topic is something that I'm very, very passionate, well, something I love a whole lot and crazy about, and that's The Legend of Zelda. Today is a great day to talk about The Legend of Zelda, also because it is the 2-year anniversary of the release of The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. The game that came out 2 years ago where you have to save a post-apocalyptic Hyrule from Calamity Ganon. The game is amazing. It's a masterpiece in its own right, and it completely revolutionized the way that the game, and open world in general, is played. So, and I know that might be debatable, but that's my opinion, and I'm sticking with it. Fun fact, even though it's called The Legend of Zelda, Zelda is actually not the protagonist, well, the main protagonist of the story. The main protagonist of the story is actually Link, the legendary swordsman, and he's a boy. Not this person right here. This is Zelda, the princess of Hyrule. She's also the reborn spirit of the goddess Hylia. But even though she is, a princess, she's not a damsel in distress. Zelda is arguably the most powerful person in the entire game. And if you played Breath of the Wild, you can probably understand why that is a very valid argument. So to celebrate the first character in this Talk and Sketch series is going to be the lovely Princess Zelda. I've already made a rough sketch. This is how she appeared in the video game, and this is my interpretation of it because why not? I've already made a rough sketch, so I won't have to waste time doing that on camera. So I'm just gonna jump right into it, and thank you. One more fun fact, I actually had recorded this whole video already, but I made a mistake, so I have to do it all over again, but bam, I had already inked it. So the good news is, though, I can actually go in now and tinker with it a bit more, because I can only do these videos for 15-minute intervals, roughly, because I haven't verified my YouTube account. And I just don't feel comfortable giving YouTube my phone number. I just am that person. I'm not like oh my gosh, it's a conspiracy theory, but I don't like giving them my number. So yeah, well, see if I can remember what I said in the last video. Zelda is a huge game for me. I actually got into it, after, it must have been about a decade ago, where I got really into it. No, yeah, about a decade ago. And I was playing A Link to the Past on a computer on an emulator, and I thought this game is so much fun. It has, a dungeon, and it's a puzzle, and I love puzzle games, and it made me really think. Unlike, for example, Mario, and don't get me wrong, I love Mario. I love Mario Kart, and I love Smash Brothers too, even though I'm not very good at it. But those games are less thought-provoking and more just fun. Just you get in there, you have fun, you play around, you beat people up, you have a good time. But Zelda, you really have to think hard to beat some of the dungeons sometimes. Not so much with Breath of the Wild because, well, no, actually, nah, some of the shrines were challenging. But, for example, the dungeons in Twilight Princess, and oh my god, the dungeons in Ocarina of Time, some of them really had to think and figure out, if I do this, then this is going to happen, then I have to do that, etc., etc. So I love puzzle games. I love thought-provoking games, and this is really one of them. And I love Zelda. I think Zelda is one of those characters who is underrated, for lack of a better way of saying it. People well, first of all, people don't realize that she's the princess and not the guys running around. Hey, yeah, swinging a sword around. That's Link. She's actually the princess who, yes, sometimes you have to rescue her, but sometimes she rescues everyone. And in Breath of the Wild, that was a great example of that. Zelda is actually the one who, well, you know what? If you haven't played the game, I'm not going to spoil it for you, but suffice to say, Zelda, if it had not been for Zelda, Kingdom of Hyrule would have been destroyed. Completely, utterly destroyed. So she absolutely saved the day there. Oh, also, if you have questions about what I'm doing, just leave them in the comments. I'll try to respond either directly or like in a future video. And also, next time the intro won't be so long because you'll know what Talking Sketch is. So you'll just jump right into it. Say, hey, you know, welcome to Talking Sketch. Here we go. Let's go. So, oh, also, one other thing is I'm not really a digital artist because I don't have the proper digital. This is with an old Wacom tablet, for example. So for me, because my eye hand coordination isn't the best, I would do much better with a tablet where I'm actually drawing directly on the screen. So maybe one day if I can afford one of those, I would do some better sketching or some rough sketch directly on the episode. Or maybe I'll do that one time also where I just do like a rough sketch directly on the video. But for now, I kind of wanted you to see something down as opposed to coming in and not seeing much of anything. So yeah, whenever I'm drawing, I always sketch first. I don't really know anyone who could just jump right in straight from a thought to straight inking. If you know something like that, please let them know that they are amazing. I don't know any artist with that ability. I'm not saying that it's not possible, but I just know for the most part, I think everybody I know, even professional artists that I've seen who share their processes, they sketch also. So sketching is important. Drawing from life is important. Figure drawing is important. Drawing from, for example, when I was a kid, I loved Disney. I still love Disney. Disney is awesome. And one of the things that I drew a lot of, I would watch the cartoons and I would draw the characters because it was something that engaged me, got my attention. I enjoyed the characters. I loved them so much. So I would draw them a lot. And that's actually a good way to practice also. So if you are like, you know, trying to draw from life and it's just boring, yes, it can be. Drawing apples and oranges, literally apples and oranges and eggs. It's important to help you like with like lighting and shading and such, but I get it. It can be tedious. So if nothing else, then try, you know, taking a break and drawing, looking at like a character on a TV show or something, and then drawing them, and then see what happens. Because it's also a good way to accurately base reference and say, hey, this is how the character looks. This is how I drew them, and you can learn by looking, which is what art really is. Why is my throat scratchy? I hope I'm not getting sick. I really hope I'm not catching a cold because that would just be terrible. So I also have a timer beside me now, so this way I won't forget. Because I can't go over 15 minutes. Also, if I get really quiet, it's just because I'm thinking. Line placement and such. Like there's a whole lot of gobbledygook up here that I'm just like gonna go in and touch up and, you know, strengthen the lines a little bit. I'm down to like 3 minutes left, so I don't have enough time to do it. But if I had a lot more time, or maybe what I'll end up doing is I may just finish it off camera and then the thumbnail will be the finish. So you can see what I mean when I say I go in, touch the lines, make sure the lines are neater. Like this is, especially that right there, it's just a big giant mess. All this just needs to be, the shape of her head needs to be smoother. Right now it's kind of lumpy. Let me get rid of these guidelines real quick so you can see what I'm talking about. And yeah, you go in and you smooth it out. So right now, looking at it from a distance, I could see everything, especially with the guidelines off, I could see what needs to be worked on. All of this, and fix the other eye. Go in there and sort of make these lines not as shaky as they are. Actually, I guess we can do it with the lines off. So it'd be a little bit easier for you guys to see what I'm talking about. Speaking of Breath of the Wild, my favorite character in this game is actually Lady Urbosa. I think a lot of people, their favorite character was Rivali, because he was that kind of, character who is, I don't know how to, a polite way to put it, but he was a jerk, but a cool jerk, for lack of a better way of putting it. So he's, the angry rebel, the angry, angsty guy that people really, really gravitated towards. I was not a Rivali fan. I didn't hate him, but I did think he was kind of a jerk. I thought there was no reason for him to be like that, especially towards Link, who I love, by the way. Another really fantastic character, who may actually be my favorite character after Urbosa. And it's not really coming from me I'm not usually a fan of the main character in a series. It sometimes happens. For example, a hugely influential series for me was ElfQuest, and the main character in that one was Cutter, and I actually adore him. He was easily one of my favorite characters, or no, he was one of a pair of my favorite characters. The other one being Lita, of course, who I also absolutely adore. You can definitely bet they're going to be on one of these streams one day. I should probably ask permission to make sure that's okay. I don't want to offend anybody. But yeah, usually I'm drawn to the side characters, the minor characters, the underdogs. But yeah, there are a few times where the main character is my favorite. But this one, no, this one, Urbosa was definitely my favorite. She had a lot of layers to her, and also underappreciated character. But uh-oh, my timer's about to go off. You love it? It's my power. Thank you, timer. Alright, so that's all the time that I have, unfortunately. I will keep working on this, and I'll post the thumbnail. The finish will be the thumbnail. But thanks for joining me. I hope you enjoyed the show. If you liked it, the video, please leave a like. And if you really enjoyed it, maybe consider subscribing, because I'll be doing a lot of these videos in the future. I'm going to try to do at least one a week. I will probably do more than one a week, though. Yeah, if you have a idea for a topic that you'd like to share, please leave a comment in the comment section below. And yeah, tell us about it. Video games, anime, Disney, all that stuff. Share your thoughts, but keep it light and fun so we can all have a good time. And until next time, stay positive, keep moving forward, and remember you're a star, so shine on.